I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Pioneer Copilot Travel Wallet, which I've been testing for the last 3 weeks. Let's dive in. What Pioneer does really well is create very well-made items. So this is made with incredibly durable materials. The shell is a 840D baby ballistic nylon, and it's has a DWR coating. The lining on the inside is, depending on the colorway, either their 10XD ultra high molecular weight polyethylene material, or this is the Blue Crush colorway, and this is their Slate 3XD, which is a 3-ply nylon. So between that, it's got YKK zippers. They are self-locking as well. So, you know, if the zipper pull is in place there and it gets pulled on, it's not going to open on its own, which adds a little bit of extra security. Like, for example, here, you know, that's not going to open up this wallet without you explicitly wanting it to be opened up. There's also the Pioneer stitching on the front here, and you can see the really secure stitching all over the place. So I don't think, you know, a well-made wallet is something that is the issue here. My biggest issue that I have with this wallet is the weight and the size. So with this, it's pretty bulky. So looking at like the actual functionality of this, if you open this up, you can see we have a spot for a passport. We also have a spot for cards. I fit 2 cards in each of these slots. Also, one of them I filled up with, I have a card that's like a wallet tracker. So I put that in here, that fit great. And then there's a ton of space for cash. So I actually took this on a trip to Tanzania with me, and I brought a lot of cash with me because we were paying for something we were doing in cash when we got there. So I put like a lot of it in here for security. This is not everything that I brought, but I do have 30 American bills, as well as, I didn't count these, but this is a plethora of other types of currency, and everything fits in here with room to spare. I think at one point I had probably 200 singular bills in here, and I still felt like I had room to spare. So if you're traveling with a lot of currency, this is going to be a really great option. Even on the other side here, this is where I put my boarding passes. It does say on their site that it can fit a full-size boarding pass. I had all of these printed out for us because we didn't have a choice. It just happened when we got there, and I had to fold them. So I had to fold basically all of my documents to fit in here. So I wouldn't necessarily bank on that. I know that those could be a little bit longer than other boarding passes you might get. So maybe you wouldn't have to fold them. I personally, all of the ones that I did have to fold. The passport fits in here very securely. So like I mentioned, like actual construction of this wallet is not surprising because it's just very well made from Pioneer. Come to expect that. The nice part about this is that it does have a little bit of extra space inside. So if you wanted to, you could put your phone in here and you could close that. This is another thing I ran into a lot. This zipper pull would kind of get tucked in there, so I would have to pull that out a lot. Like basically every time I opened this all the way, it tucked into there. So that was a little bit annoying, especially if you're getting in and out of this a lot, like opening and closing it a lot. So my phone fits in there. You can see it doesn't even look like it's bulging or anything. There's also, you could put like your headphones in there or something. There's just no pockets to keep that secure. So you would have to sacrifice one of these pockets to put your phone in there, or just leave it loose and just be careful when you open it. The other big selling point I think of this is this really large coin pocket on the front. So I don't even know how many coins I have in here at this point. I'm just gonna dump them all out. I have some large coins in there. That's not even kind of what you would probably carry if you're going to a very coin heavy place. Like when we were traveling in Thailand, we had a lot of coins, and this would have been great for that because there's so much space in here. You can quite literally fit a regular size iPhone in there with a case. So you do have a lot of space on this outside. It just felt like I didn't need the coin space, and I was just having a hard time getting it to fit in places, which I'll talk about now. If you're finding this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. So in terms of packability, this is really my biggest beef with this thing, honestly. This is in size comparison to a 5-liter sling, and I know that that's not like a universal measurement, but it kind of gives you an idea of scale. With this, if I wanted to carry this around with me all day, that would be essentially the entirety of my sling. So when I carried this with me, I had a day pack. and the day pack is, I think it's 16 liters, and I was kind of at a loss of where to put it. It just felt like it took up so much space, and even baseline, these materials, because they are so sturdy, it was just heavy without even anything in it. And then you add coins, or you add a lot of cash, or you add, you know, your phone, headphones you can put in this front compartment too. Like, you could treat this as a clutch or a pouch or something like that, but I just feel like it was a little bit too heavy for what it needed to be, unless you were going to be carrying it around like all the time with you. And even so, I would only want to put this in a larger bag because it does take up so much space comparatively. Like, when I travel, I don't even carry a 5-liter sling if I'm carrying a sling. So like, I have a 1-liter sling that this was basically the same size as. So it just didn't really work for me functionally like that. But I do think that if you are somebody who's going to be carrying either a lot of cash or a lot of coins, then this could be a really good option for those very specific use cases. So now, comparatively to a couple other different types of passport wallets, we have Alpaca here, which has a very similar zippered design, and it opens up, has space, has 2 card slots here, has I think 3 slots overall for a passport. Very like simplistic on the inside, but the actual footprint of it is so much smaller. The disadvantage is that in here, there's no spot for coins. So that, you know, if that's the thing that you need to prioritize, then Pioneer is going to be great for that. However, like, this would have fit in a sling a lot better. There are also even smaller options. We have this one here from Zero Grid. This one also has 2 card slots. It has a spot for cash, has a little pen, and then it has the passport slot on the outside as well. So this obviously is like the way more minimalist option, but you can see comparatively size-wise, you can still get a zipper design and be a little bit smaller. We also have Slim Fold, which is the most extreme version of all of this, which is obviously, this is going to be like, this is about as small as it gets, about as thin as it gets. So when you open this up, you can see you still have a lot of space for cards. You still have a spot for your passport, for some cash. Again, what all of these are missing is like a really good dedicated spot for coins. So I know that when I was in Thailand, that was something where I was like, oh, I wish I had a better spot to put those coins, because it was a very coin-heavy traveling experience. But when I was in Tanzania and even in Kenya for a little bit, I didn't really need that. So this was a little bit overkill for me, and it just felt like it was taking up valuable space in my bag for what I needed. So there you have it, the Pioneer Copilot Travel Wallet. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.